The Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talan, has demanded justice for the late gospel singer Mrs. Osinachi Nwachukwu, who was alleged to have died as a result of DV. The minister tabled the demand in a statement signed by the Director, Press and Public Relations, Olujimi Oyetomi, after she paid a condolence visit to the family of the late singer at Ako Estate, Abuja, on Monday, April 11th, 2022. God will definitely bless this particular person that spoke up immediately. The sudden demise of late Osinachi Nwachukwu was announced. The person said, no, this woman did not die of the disease that they are accusing her of. Rather, she died as a result of DV from her husband. And ever since then, more evidences and more things started coming up that led to what made the woman of affairs to visit the home of late Osinachi Nwachukwu. And in this exclusive interview from my direct source, this is what the woman discussed with the children. Hence, all the evidences and exhibit has been exposed. The Honorable Minister has, after her visit, been compelled to demand on behalf of Nigerian women and mothers for two things: justice for the late Ekweme Krona, who was alleged to have died as a result of gender-based violence, GBV, perpetrated by the husband, as well as full protection for the children left behind by the late singer, Mrs. Osinachi Nwachukwu. This statement read, even though report has it that the late singer was hospitalized for throat cancer disease before her arrest, social media claims would just not go away that she suffered GBV in the hands of her husband. Dame Talan, who asked for a private section with the family of the deceased, disclosed that her findings compelled her to make the demands for justice for her and protection for the children for the things they disclosed to her were away from their prying eyes. Presently, the children of the deceased were being cared by a family friend, Mr. Sunday Achino, from that church where the late singer Osinachi Nwachukwu worshipped. Yes, you know the name of the church, right? Damian Talan was accompanied on the condolence visit by her permanent secretary, Engineer Olufoso Adebiyi, members of civil society organizations, directors of Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, with protection from security details attached to Her Excellency's office. The minister's entourage did not meet the late singer's husband, Mr. Peter Nwachukwu, who was disclosed to have been taken into protective custody by the police, but she embraced the children and encouraged them to speak to her, the permanent secretary, after she demanded that her entourage should be disengaged and allow her to have a private section with the children. After her long private section with the children, the Honorable Minister emerged to demand justice for the late singer, stating that even though the extent of allegations and stories on social media should be taken with caution, there is no smoke without fire. She stated, I have confidence in the police and the judicial system to ensure justice for the late singer, and I also demand that the children should be offered special protections. Those are what the Nigerian women whom I stand to represent are demanding of this situation. I am beginning to think that this is more spiritual than physical, because I'm trying to understand and decipher as well how these children never spoke to their neighbors, as in they don't even have friends, even in school or in church, where they can just say, if you see what happened in our house last night, if you see what happened in our house between my mother and my daddy, my daddy was doing this, or my daddy even asked us to do this to my mom, as in they kept mute. That means they are being controlled spiritually. It's not only man come wine and one bottle. I believe that their father actually put them in bottle to seal their mouth, never to say anything in public, because no matter how you threaten them not to speak, someday out of those 4 children could have spoken up to somebody. Maybe their Sunday school teacher in school, maybe their teacher in school. I wonder how they never said anything until this particular woman visited. And I would also suggest it's not about leaving them in the care of their church member, taking care of them. No, what they need now is therapy. Let them understand that what happened is evil, and they are not meant to live by it, and they are not meant to even say it or do it. That it is evil, that once they do it, it is death and hellfire straight. Without therapy, I believe this might affect them in years to come by. And also the daughter of the general overseer of the church that Osinachi Nwachukwu is attending has come out to say what she knows about this woman, the death, and everything related to their Expressing herself on her social media account, she typed and posted, and I quote via my voiceover, "I have been unable to sleep the past few days due to my fury at the untimely and avoidable exit of our generational voice. She inspired me to chase after God. I can't express how much shock I experienced on hearing what's what is that I didn't know the actual background facts of her life, as I don't indulge in gossip or poke into other people's life. That being said, I truly wish that I had known her better. I wish I could have done more for her. I wish I had been aware of all the pain she experienced. I will do what I am able to now. I know the fact." It also came to my attention that many who knew her personally were not entirely privy to her situation. It's been more disheartening to know from an account of her twin sister that she wouldn't let her spiritual father be made aware of the gravity of the abuse she suffered. This therefore informs how I address things. There is so much to be said, yet so much discretion is indeed. I am, however, not one who knows how to stay mute on issues that potentially affect me and those around me. I also have a fiscal responsibility to the young people who look up to me, as well as my role in both the body of Christ and society. That being said, in order not to be misconstrued, I will keep my opinions brief. Number 1, the deceased was very isolated from loved ones. Much of what happened in the end could have been avoided if she hadn't been marooned from the ones who cared for her most. I believe she had only passed due to the compendium of physical hurt and pain. She died of a broken heart. I will personally do my best to ensure that the offending party in the equation is punished to the fullest extent of the law. He will not go scot-free. There will be many measures taken to also protect the children and her family as well. Number 2, many are quick to jump to the conclusion on the things they know nothing about. The collective approximate shock we feel is compared to that of the pain of the people who have been so heavily involved, both physically, financially, spiritually, and even legally, in trying to extricate someone from a truly nightmarish situation that could only really be absorbed by the parties involved. My father has always been an advocate for removing oneself from a deeply unhealthy marriage. It is spread across the fabric of his ministry, the clear fact that he has always ensured the weak are protected. It is not different in this situation. Everything was done to ensure the departed was removed from her situation, and in lieu of that, she was cared for as much as possible. Bear in mind that there was no knowledge of the physical abuse. If such has come to light, we wouldn't be here. And number 3, we as the body of Christ fail each other and our Abba when we fixate on tearing each other down instead of being a help and support to one another and an example to the world. Situations like this can arise when one is too afraid to be an outcast and consequently stay put to save face. When drastic and unfortunate results arise, however, we are the same ones to blame the victim for being indecisive or slow to act. The woman was a paragon of strength. Number 4, please do not be a bystander. Actively defend the helpless. Toxic relationships are difficult to come out of once one. Our legal system may have failed us, but community doesn't. If we are our own support in real life, when many come across domestic violence, we are quick to speak about how it doesn't concern us, blame the victim, or try reconciliation. These are not only destructive remedies, but maybe some of the reason people going through such never speak up. Number 5, this being said, there is only so much that can be done for one. Much was apparently done, but little could be achieved without innate actions. Please seek out help if you need to. Don't let the enemy win. Please speak up. All the things coming to light now were perfectly avoidable if it had been shared. Anyone currently in need of support, please do not be afraid to reach out. Here are some numbers you can contact if you urgently in need of help. And yes, she actually dropped it. And finally, number 7, so much has been learned. I do hope God's healing balm rests on our hearts as we recover. Please guide your heart from the vices of the enemies to steal your faith. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Let's all lend a hand in assisting those of who may be struggling but can't speak up. See something, say something. God bless you all. Barrister Onyokibe, Biko Sopo. Well done, ma. Oh, you go, Waba. Even me that was reading it at the time, I was like, if you so you can pronounce all these words. She was just giving us a vocabulary back to back. speaking it that I have to even indicate, okay, this thing that I'm reading out of, now she talk and yes, now she even posted it on her social media platform, and this is what she has said. So it be like say barristers and sons don't plenty for this matter. Definitely, of course, Osinachi Nwachukwu is going to get justice. But what I'm trying to say is, why wouldn't they do this thing when she was still alive? But it's still all down to her for not speaking up. Because at the end of the day, this man don't go to jail, Osinachi don't die. Automatically, these children are orphan. They will just grow with it. I beg, I am still using this my platform to beg you, if you're watching this video or you know somebody that is going under domestic violence, speak up. Or if you can't, DM me, you send me email, and trust me to take it up from there. Of course, more confessions are still coming up, including the interrogation that is going on in police cell on Mr. Peter Nwachukwu, yes, the husband of Mrs. Osinachi Nwachukwu. You don't want to miss out. Keep on publicizing and promoting my channel by clicking on the red icon down below to subscribe to my channel, and yes, turn on the notification bell, because the gist are coming back to back and everything that I'm telling you is real. Forget my background though. They say national has greed, there is no light. What till we go do when greed don't happen? Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye, as we continue to say rest in peace, Osinachi.